Hello everybody, this is Jackie and welcome to the book log update. This is book log update number 1 and we are reading this book, Fourth Wing. Very popular, very good, very amazing. It definitely lives up to its hype. And yeah, I'm gonna basically be giving a summary about what happens in the first half of the book, which is page 1 through 247. So if you want to stick around for that, go ahead. If you have not read the book but still want to hear stuff about it, cool. If you're going along reading with me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And so I guess to those who don't know what this is about, because I just started this YouTube channel recently, I've always wanted to make a book vlog. And how this works is that it is a bi-monthly book reading. So we're gonna be reading one book every 2 weeks, and we can read different genres of books, but that means we're gonna be reading 2 books a month. But because I started the book log thing a week into the month, it is a little skewed, but it's basically the same thing, 2 books every week, and every week there's an update in the first half of the book, and then we end the last half of the book. So, Fourth Wing. All I have to say is that I am so excited to read the last half of the book. It is amazing, and I will have the link to my Instagram and my book log down below if you want to check it out. I do put updates on there, and it is really good. So let's start with the explanation of the first half of the book. So Fourth Wing is a romance fantasy novel about dragons and riders in the country Navarre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the country right, but it's Navarre. And I do have little notes because I like to write things down as I'm reading. So this book follows Violet, our protagonist, the commander's second daughter, as she is forced to become a writer instead of scribe and fight for her life and country. So Violet all her life has been trained to be a scribe, a librarian, informatics person. And her mother, trying to continue the lineage of dragon riders, forces her to be a writer, even though she's not prepared, even though she might die, and even though she just doesn't have the physiques for it. So the first half of the book, which is page 1 through 247, is about how there are so many people out to kill her. And yes, because she is the daughter of the commander, which is like the president, the military leader of the entire country, she has a lot of enemies, and a lot of people are trying to get revenge on her mother because her mother is merciless and will kill literally anybody who defies the country and the rules. So yeah, a lot of people want to see her dead. And on conscription day, I think I'm pronouncing it right, I'm not sure, all writer candidates have to go through the trial court to prepare and prove they are worthy. Yes. So this trial, this course, is basically just to weed out all the weaker ones, and the price if you fail is very high. In other words, if you fail, you die. So there's no second chances. Violet has to go through all this. She has to try and survive, And Violet's mother forces Violet to sign up. Not even Mira, Violet's older sister, can stop this from happening. And Mira is a pretty big deal writer because she is higher up in the military status. Like, she followed in her mother's footsteps, but she can't do anything about it. Violet has to go through this, even though nobody wants her to go through this, except her mother. So Violet manages to survive conscription day, and she also makes a friend, Rhiannon. Rhiannon ends up becoming a lot more important to Violet because she is a really, really good friend. Like, I like Rhiannon. She's like my top 5 favorite character in this book. But she also manages to make more enemies, some of which are the children of the Nevers traders. And as the story progresses, they go through the tortures, training, and combat. And Violet proves that she isn't scared of her enemies, not even the traitors, or the rebels, I should say. So there's this group of people that are dead right now because they decided to form a rebellion against the country. And Violet's mother put an end to it. She's not merciless. So the Nevers children were punished by forcing them to become writers, which is totally not cool. Why would you force the children to become writers? It's not their fault. But they're basically paying the price of their parents' crimes. And so she is not scared of them, though. Violet is a hardcore person. She is not gonna take crap from nobody, not even people that want to kill her. So Violet proves that she isn't scared of her enemies, and she will become a writer, and she will pass the gauntlet, which is the second to last boss level. And the obstacle course, I like to call it the obstacle course of doom, because the death rate on that thing is crazy. It's insane. And guess what? She passes. She does it. She trains hard. She gets help. Rhiannon is helping her. A few others that she's managed to make friends with help her. And thank the Lord. She uses her wit. She uses her brains to overcome this. And then she makes it to Threshing Day. So Threshing Day is the day writers and dragons pair up. So each choose each other. But there is also a very good chance that the dragon will not like you and will more than likely try to kill you. If they do not deem you worthy, you will die. So Violet survives Threshing Day. And not only does she manage to bond with a dragon, she manages to bond with 2 dragons. Something insane. Never seen before. Like, that is so badass. I was like, how? And the first dragon is a baby gold dragon, which she's not even supposed to be bonded with because baby dragons don't venture out. Like, what is this fool doing here? And then there's this gigantic black dragon. And it's so rare that it hasn't had a writer in the last century. Violet not only surprises everybody, she also surprises herself in this. And this came as a surprise to me, but people are still trying to kill her. Like, not only did she get, like, the most legendary, rarest dragon ever, and 2 dragons at that, like, people are still thinking they can take her on. I'm sorry, what? It is insane, I swear. I love this book. Alright, now I'm going to talk about a different character in the book, and she does have a friend named Dain. I think that's how it's pronounced, D-A-I-N, who is a childhood friend of hers and is constantly trying to get her to escape. So in the beginning, he tries and helps her because she's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a writer. I'm going to die. So he tries to get her to escape. Quite often, actually. But he is also not trusting her. Like, throughout the story, he doesn't have much faith in her. He doesn't put a lot of, stock in her because even though she managed to survive through the conscription day and through the training and combat, because believe it or not, there are people that die during training and combat. Like, I'm sorry, this is Like, what? so he's not trusting of her. And in my opinion, he ends up being a big disappointment because I was like, oh yeah, Dane's cool. He's like little love interest, childhood friend. Oh yeah, this is like, he's cool. No, he can go take a freaking hike because I am so upset with him. And I'm not gonna talk about him anymore. Not worth my time, honestly. Okay, next character. And this character is more like the second, like the main side character. So they're Xaden. Xaden is the leader of a different squad who also ends up being a big enemy of Violet's. And it's because his father was none other than the leader of the rebellion that happened a few decades ago. And because like his father is the leader of the rebellion, they're supposed to like hate each other, be mortal enemies. Like, Xaden is trying to get her killed in the beginning. But that changes later. But as time goes on, Xaden becomes cool with her. And as there can't be any more plot twists, because what the heck? Violet's black dragon that she bonds with on Threshing ends up being mated to Xaden's blue dragon. Yeah, Xaden is a year older than her, or 2, so he already has a dragon. He's already a writer. But yeah, the dragon ends up being mated with his dragon. Like, that's kind of crazy. So, and because of the dragon mating bonding rules, Xaden and Violet are tied together in faith. Like, it's their destiny kind of thing. And that is like insane. I'm like, who would have thought that the daughter of the commander who killed the traitors and leader of the rebellion is tied to the son of the leader of the rebellion? Like, I saw it, I didn't see it coming, but I thought it was gonna happen eventually, but not in the first half of the book. Like, it's the first half of the book, but crazy, amazing, I love it. So because of this, now Xaden needs to make sure she doesn't die. He needs to protect her because there have been many attempts against her life, and her apparently being bonded with the most legendary dragon doesn't stop the attempts from happening. And she does almost die at one point, but thankfully it doesn't happen. I'm so happy it didn't. Okay, so the stakes are pretty high, and her enemies are everywhere. Like, around page 230 to the end of the first half, she's like gonna get assassinated, and they put the person, Xaden manages to save her, and they put he kills the people that were there killing her. Thankfully, she held out until the end and actually ended up getting the power from the baby gold dragon that she is bonded to. It's crazy. That was not supposed to happen. She gets time magic. Like, she can stop time temporarily. And not only is that cool, it's also dangerous because the leader of the writers, the military people, her mom, don't want powers like that, like reading minds, stopping time, heck, changing the future or seeing into the future. Like, those are dangerous powers, and they will kill people who inherit those powers, even if it bothers dragons. Thing is, though, Xaden now knows about it, manages to save her. You know, they have to keep it hidden, because if they find out, let's just say it won't end well for neither of them. They all die is basically what happens. But yeah, the person who planned this last attack ends up getting killed by Xaden because he's like, nah, not doing that. You're not gonna kill her, because if you kill her, I'm dead. And I don't want that to happen to me. So yeah, that's where the first half of the book ends. I can't wait to start the next half. It is so good, to be honest. So some of my actual thoughts about this book. I'm really glad I started this book. It is an amazing reading experience and it lives up to the hype. It is one of the best dragon books I've ever read. Aragon being the only other one I read, but I'm so glad I gave this a chance. It is really, really good. So, the author, Rebecca Yarros, really knows how to illustrate the characters. Like, she has done something with this book. I feel like it revolutionized my library, my reading. Like, I'm going to expand from this because this is the first book other than Aragon about dragons that I've read ever in my 10 plus years reading. Like, that is insane. So it is really cool that she can write her characters in such a way that they seem real. Like, I feel like I'm right there with them in the background, trying to survive too. Like, I'm fighting these people and seeing this all go down. I'm like, I'm team Violet. Me and Violet, we're cool. Like, this is dope. It's the kind of book where you get so involved in, like, you're absorbed into the reading. You're reading the words, but you're imagining it. At least that's how I felt. Like, I was reading and I was like, I was seeing these images, like I was really there. That is really cool. I like when books are like that because you get really into it and the story is honestly wonderful. That is the book. Now I'm going to show you the book log and give a bit of a rating and then also add a summary, a light summary about the book. So yeah, let's go and do that. Hello. So this is the book log. I'm going to put it down here, and here I have everything that anybody who wants to read along with me needs to know. I also include the summary and a rate of it. And I haven't put the rate yet, but for the rate, I want to add something. So I'm going to see what I can include. Let's see. Let's go here. I definitely want to put an emoji. Definitely mind blown. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it at that as my rate. And so here's a summary. You can go ahead and read along, but it's basically everything I just said. Oh, there I go. Doing that. Oh, I deleted that. Whoops. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. But yeah, basically everything I just said earlier is sort of condensed here. Of course, the space isn't that big, so I didn't put everything in here, but it's the general gist. So the next half is going to be 249 to 889 from June 14th, which starts tomorrow, to June 21st. So if you'd like to follow along and read, feel free to. You can access this at any time. It is available to view. I will be the only one to edit it, but don't worry, we're all good. So yeah. Okay. All right, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me and seeing this video. If you'd like to have more updates and stay in touch with the book log and get reminders and notifications, please subscribe. We are going to be finishing the next half of the book in this next week, so in the next 7 days basically, and I will also be updating things in my Instagram, doing updates, doing all that stuff. So if you want to check it out, please, I'll have my Instagram and the book log Google Docs linked below, so you can check it out, you know, see what pages are next. I haven't decided on the next book we're gonna read, so I will add a poll, or you guys can comment what book you want to read. Like, do you want romance, horror, thriller? I have a couple of books, or if you have specific books you'd like to recommend to me, I really appreciate it, because I'm not sure what you guys would like right now. I'm just like choosing books based on what I want to read. But it also be cool, you know, to read new books, new genres. Historical fiction books are good too. Historical romance is one of my favorite. I do have a lot of romance novels. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. The next video will probably be about book taping. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.